Okay, let us quickly solve this problem. Now, if you look at this question, uh, you will discover there is a common thing in these two equations. Let's call this equation 1 and then this equation 2. Okay? Now, what you do in mathematics, you try to uh, check out the common term whenever you have equation 1 and 2. Okay? Now, in this particular one, you see that this is 1 over this, and there is 1 over the same thing again. So I can write this equation 2 to be 1 over x plus y, all right? Then be multiplied by x. Okay, so that this time this is giving me this. So is equal to what? 2. Okay? So now we can now say let that 1 over x plus y be equal to what? Z. So anywhere I see 1 over x plus y, I'm going to put z. So in the first equation, I'll be having z plus x is equal to 3. And then this is now going to be from equation 2. Let me call this equation 3. Then from equation 2, I will now have, here is z. So z times this, I'm going to have zx or xz, anyone. So xz is equal to what? Is equal to 2. Okay? Now, obviously, you will see that the solution to these two things is 2 and 1. X, Z, it could be 2, comma 1 or 1, comma 2. Any of them are the solution, because if Z is 2 and this is 1, you can say that 2 plus 1 is 3, and then, or you say that X is 1, YZ is 2. So we have two cases here, all right? But if you don't want to solve it that way, you can equally solve the simultaneous equation the normal way of solving simultaneous equation. But at least you can get this by guessing. This is easier to get by guessing. But if you want to solve it the normal way, you can easily say, you can make any of them subject of the formula. I can say, let me this be equation 4. Okay, I can say that from equation 3, which I have that z is equal to x plus 3. Sorry, x minus 3, or sorry, 3 minus x rather. 3 minus x. Okay, because x moving here, I'm going to have that z is equal to what? 3 minus x. Now substitute this thing now in equation 4. So if you substitute in the equation 4, I'm going to have that x in bracket of, instead of writing z now, I'm going to put it as 3 minus x. Okay, is equal to what? 2. So what do we have? Clear the bracket. This time this will give you 3x. This time this will give you minus x squared is equal to what? 2. Now let's move everybody to this side. I'm going to have that x squared, this one coming as well, minus 3x, okay? Then plus 2 is already here, is equal to 0. So factorizing this thing, I'm going to have that, this is simple to factorize. I have x here and x here. Then what I'm going to have is minus 1 and minus 2. So if you check if it is correct, if you check, this time this, I'm going to have, this time this will give us a minus 2x. This time this will give you minus x. And both of them is giving me minus 3x, which is what is in the middle. Okay? So once you have that, you see that these two and these two are now the answer. Once you get what is in the middle, when you cross multiply, these two are now your answer. So my answer are now x minus 1 and x minus 2. Okay? Is equal to 0. So finally, you're going to be having that x minus 1 is equal to 0, or x minus 2 is equal to 0, because when the product of two things give you 0, it means that one of them must be 0. So automatically I'm having that x is equal to 1 here, or x is equal to what? 2. So now we have gotten x. Now to get z, permit me to just write it here to get z. Now to get z, we know that z is equal to what? 3 minus x. So when x is equal to 1, you will see that z is equal to 3 minus 1, which is 2. And when x is equal to 2, you see that z will now be 3 minus 2, which is what? 1. So like I told you, we can equally get it by guessing. So we have two cases here. The cases is what? Z, let me say s comma z is equal to what? 1 comma 2 or 2 comma 1. Okay, so we are going to use the two cases now to get our y. Then we are done with the question. So now for me to get the y, I know that we know that, okay, we know that z is equal to what? 1 over x plus y. Okay, so now let us use 1 comma z when we have that s comma y is equal to 1 comma 2. Okay, let us use this. So we're going to have that, sorry, s comma z, sorry. So now our x is 1, so our z is 2. So I'm going to have that 2 is equal to 1 over my x here is 1 plus y I'm looking for. So if you cross multiply now, you're going to have that 2 into 1 minus 1 plus y is equal to what? 1. So I have that 2 plus 2y is equal to 1. So this one coming here, I'm going to have that 2y is equal to 1 minus 2. So 2y is equal to what? Minus 1. Therefore, y is equal to what? Minus 1 over 2. Okay? So now, let us now use when we have when we have x comma z being equal to what? 2 comma 1. So when we have this, we do the same thing again. When we see z, we put 1, okay, is equal to what? 1 over x, my x is now 2. So 2 plus y. So if I cross multiply, I'm going to have that 2 plus y is equal to 1. So therefore, my y is now 1 minus 2. So y is equal to what? Minus 1. Okay? So you now see that your x and y is now x comma y is now equal to when x was 2. Okay? When x was 2, our y was minus 1. And then when x was 1, our y is minus 1 over 2. So that is that for that. So thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video. You can share and subscribe. But before that, let us check if it is correct, because you can check with one of the questions. So let's decide to check with this one. This one is easier to check, though you can still check with this one as well. They gave us that that x over x plus y. So let us check. Here my x is 2 and my y is minus 1. Okay, so I'm going to have that 2 over what do I have here? My x is 2 plus minus 1. Okay, so you see that this is what? 2 over 1, okay, which is what? 2, and that is exactly the right hand side, 2. Okay, if we decide to use when it is 1 and minus half, so we're going to have that my x is 1, so I'm going to have 1 over 1 plus minus half. So what do we have? This is 1 divided by here is giving me half. So 1 divided by half will still give me 2, which is the right hand side. So it is very correct. So thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.